There are waves of investing. So if you look at the long wave is definitely pro-India or pro-Indian market in emerging market. The short wave could be volatile, and you saw that in the news that we had this week as well of disturbances in India and various things. You can't escape that. But if you look at the longer term wave, which is being driven by demographic, which is being driven by low growth in the Western world and more growth in the emerging market world, and we have a democracy which works. So I think that that's a very positive thing. So you have to be positive on India, and of course you will have to take some volatility, right? Because that's the nature of investing in emerging market.
Right. You've been looking at emerging markets for some time now. In fact, you know, the way we at ET Now have started positioning our channel and at the Times Group level is more about longer term picture for India, rise with India, rather than watching the short term volatility in the market. And the long term trends, you've been away for almost 14 years, you know, from India. How have you seen, as a someone sitting outside, the way the growth trajectory is for markets, for economy, and the long term potential?
Right. So I would say that, you know, there is excess capital in developed market. There's lack of capital in Indian market. So I think the capital has to meet the growth, and this is where I think the India story is a very strong story. I mean, I think that China is doing a great job, but then there's more than one country can be stronger in emerging market. There's so much of capital lying in the Western world. That's for India to really channel and bring that capital home, and for that we need some reform, which I think the government is doing. But then this is the first time we've had a center-right government in India. I mean, it hasn't even finished one term. So I think it's too premature to say that, you know, whether India has done everything that it was expected to do. So I would say people have to put faith in government, put faith in reform, and support the government, because there's no point fighting each other, because that is what we have done in history and we have lost out. So it's time to unite and work with the government which wants to change India.
Manish, talk to us about, when you look at Indian markets, which are the sectors which look promising to you in terms of high quality growth, high quality earnings, where irrespective of government policy, there is inherent strength in the structure of the sector, and hence the investing opportunities are much more solid in nature?
Sure. So I would say that, you know, for a growth economy like India, I mean, you have to look at the growth sectors. So when you look at that, you automatically think of finance or technology. I mean, these are the major sectors, and of course manufacturing, domestic manufacturing that we are doing. Now, I don't look at single stocks, so I may not be able to give you a lot of ideas on that. But I think you have to look at the cyclical sector, because that's where the growth is going to accelerate, and that's where earnings are going to accrue. And to me, like, I think that finance or banking is at heart of a growth or a developed economy. If you look at what makes UK great or US great or anywhere, we have a very, very good intermediation system of raising finances. Without that, you just cannot support the economy. So I think, and hand in hand with that, it is going to be the insurance sector as well, because you need the insurance also for businesses, entrepreneurs to take risk and to spread the risk, because that leads to growth of an economy. So I think these are the two sectors that I would look at. Technology sector, yes, because India is still doing a lot of things for companies abroad, so that should help. But I think domestically focused companies should be looked at, and one should start building positions in those stocks. But always choose for management that you trust. I think there's nothing that is better than a management you can trust, and they will deliver earnings. So don't go by multiples or what is the latest hot stock. Go with management you trust, go with balance sheet you trust, and even if you hold few stocks in your portfolio, do that, because that is not risk.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/ETNow.